Hello to all of our viewers. I'm Nicole Thomas, and today we're going to hear from SailPoint customer Paul Hilchey. Paul is the identity analyst at the University of Victoria. The University of Victoria is a globally top-ranked public research university. Paul, it's so nice to see you.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about you and your background and what you do at the University of Victoria?
Well, I've been at the university for 14 years now, and I'm the lead developer in the identity area.
Let's take it back to the beginning. What were some of the driving factors for building an identity program at the university?
Well, we have 23,000 students, and about a quarter of them turn over every year. So automated provisioning is essential. There's no way we could provision them manually. So that's very important for us. And we also have about 6,000 employees, and they need the usual provisioning and management functions. And as is typical in higher education institution, we have some overlap where people who are both students and employees, multiple affiliated, and we have to consider both those and take both of those into consideration when provisioning access.
So how's that identity journey been thus far?
It's been very good. It's definitely a journey. We started out years ago with the Oracle WaveSet product, and we were moving along fairly well with that until it was discontinued, somewhat to our dismay. And so we started looking around for alternatives to replace it. And we looked closely at the Oracle Identity Manager. And we had some reservations about that, particularly around what it would take to implement it. And so we kept looking around, and we found SailPoint and Identity IQ. And we looked into that, and we felt it was a good match for our needs. We liked the product. We also liked the company. We liked that identity was the primary business of SailPoint. And that gave us the confidence that Identity IQ would evolve to meet our changing needs. And our identity program, it's essentially in 4 phases. And the first phase we started with was aggregation. And that's essentially complete. We now have 135 applications that we're aggregating from. Second phase was automated provisioning. As I mentioned, that's a key driver for us. And we now have life cycles to cover the high volume cases. You know, the students, they apply, they're admitted, they study for years, they graduate, then maybe they return after a few years. And you also got the typical employee life cycle events. Sort of our current phase, we're working on our access requests. We've done some of that, but we're looking to ramp up that a lot in this year. And we're looking to do some role modeling for the entitlements in our ERP system and develop some fine-grained roles there. That's an exciting area for us this year. And off in the future, don't know when we're going to get to do it, is access certification using Identity IQ.
Why is the identity program important to the university, and how has it improved life?
It's important because it allows us, among other things, to respond quickly to changing needs. Like last year, we suddenly had a need to provision Microsoft 365 and Teams, and also provision Zoom. And we hadn't, at the start of the year, we had no plans for those, but suddenly we had a need for them. And fortunately, Identity IQ had the connectors we needed. And another high value function that Identity IQ provides is a dashboard for use by our help desk. Our help desk staff can go into Identity IQ, one place in one screen. They can pull up a profile for a user and see all the key information in one place. That's very high value to them. And in terms of improvements over the years, back when I started at the university, provisioning a net ID for a new person was an overnight batch job, and people, you just had to wait for it. And one of our biggest wins was replacing that with a process that took about a minute to get a new person able to log in. And so that was a big improvement. And it was an improvement that everybody could appreciate. They could see, oh, okay, this is high value. This is good stuff.
Very good. Well, thank you for sharing that. What's been your team's biggest win?
Well, we've had lots of wins over the years. One of the things we're proud of is that we've done our Identity IQ deployment in-house. We didn't use a partner. We had the skills already, and we were able to just move ahead with it. And so we have basically completely own our solution, and that's very nice. And it's good that we were able to do that. And that's something we're proud of.
Absolutely, that's very impressive. How have the customer programs that SailPoint offers been helpful for you and the team?
Yeah, the Compass forum is good for technical information, finding out what other issues people are having that we may have as well. The Navigate conference, that's very good. That's always a good conference. I've been to it 7 times, I believe, and the networking is excellent. And the regional user group, those are good too. It's good to be able to meet with local people and then see what they're working on.
7 navigates, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, we'll close out the interview with one last question. What advice do you have for others who may just be beginning their identity program?
Be prepared for a journey, and start small and try to have an early win that will demonstrate the value of the program.
Sound advice. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, Paul. Thank you so much for sharing your identity journey with me. Take care.
You're welcome.